What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're on Flanders again. We're at 11.3, and I'm going to try to grab as many battle reports as I can from this to just kind of drive home that this map is broken. Originally, when I was looking at it, before we got into a lot of the play, I thought this was going to be a great map. You know, it had a lot of good features about it, but the honest truth is that the southern spawns are just broken. They have such a hard time pushing up. Now obviously right now it looks like they're going pretty fast, but you know, it's sped up some. Well, a lot actually. So as we're looking here, we can see team 1 has this like huge push going down between the C, B, and A. Team 2 is kind of spread out between the C point, and then they kind of share between the B and the A point, and that's really going to be the hard spot for them because team 1 already has the area around the B point, which means that if team 2 wants to move up and in, they're going to have to make themselves, you know, visible, and obviously they get completely wiped. Now once team 1 has the area around the A point, they kind of shift, and I don't know if it's that they just weren't paying attention, but they do end up getting taken out. And I can tell you that for this match I really wasn't that big of a help because I was trying to run the Blackhawk and I was fighting other helicopters at the time. But back to the battle, the airspace wasn't really that big of a problem either because, you know, surface to air missiles. So I'm not accounting air for anything. I think that if air would have had a little bit more of a pull in this map, it might have made a small difference, but again, surface to air missiles pretty much take out everything. And so we're back at the map. We can see that team 1 overextended past the C point. They've overextended past the A point, and they're kind of like in this really limited ability to support each other. But what ends up happening here is that team 1's reinforcements are able to push up because of the ease of being able to traverse all the terrain that they have and reinforce their numbers. As we can see that, you know, team 1 looks really in a bad spot. If you look at where the team 2 players are, there was quite a bit of them. They ended up getting taken out by the SPAA and the light tank that were there. Team 2 is continuing to try to take that C point, but the reinforcements got there too fast, and the guy on the C point is just overwhelmed, surrounded, and there's nothing he can do but get taken out. Now, the A point over here was a bit of a fight. You know, there's a T-80, he ends up pushing up and being able to fight and kind of hold off some of that push. But again, team 1 has almost no problems moving up and reinforcing their teammates as they die. And I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And if you look at the map, and I may have to go back through and do an updated map review, but just the struggle of getting from the spawn to the A point for team 2 is kind of just horrible. For team 1, yeah, you've got that straight point, like that straight line, and you can build up speed, and then you can just cruise along and get where you need to go. And the same is kind of said about the B point from either side, because you've got, you know, limited hills and you can get there relatively fast. Looking at the way the battle is right now, you would think that team 2 is kind of on a resurgence, but it's really not the case because they just got all wiped out. And from here, there's nothing left except for like 3 tanks. And again, at top tiers, that's one of the problems you have. So you have a lot of one and dones. You have people that, you know, they get just enough points for an aircraft. They think they're going to come in and do something profound, and they end up getting shot down out of the air. And it really just leads to a whole bunch of sadness. There's just so many things wrong with the southern side of this map that I feel it has to just get pulled as is and just sent back to the reworks. Now, if they were to change the map so that the northern side would have as much terrain damage as what the southern side has, because if you haven't looked at the map, the southern side has got potholes, craters, all the bunkers and everything else. The north side is just like an untouched, you know, utopia. There's nothing been damaged. The buildings are all there. So I think that it's something Gaijin needs to come back, look at, and do a complete rework. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember, if you spawn south, do the best you can.